Well, good evening. It is Thursday. It is March 5th. The days are rolling by more rapidly than I'd like them to, I think. Uh, it is Journal 294, T+331. Um, Today was a City of Hope Day. A little bit tired. I'll talk more about that probably tomorrow. But there's something else I'd like to talk about that really is um, bumbling around in my head, and I won't be able to talk about anything else until I talk about this, I guess, until I'm satisfied that I've at least worked my way through it in my own mind. And that is the difference between prudence and paralysis, between being cautious and being constrained by your own fears, to the point where you don't know what to do or you can't do what you know you have to do. And I think that what we're seeing today, with the outbreak of COVID-19, the coronavirus, and the reactions that are coming from all around the world now that we live in a global economy, and people have more freedom than they've ever had, and certainly uh, the middle class of many expanding nations, nations whose economies are expanding, have the resources to travel, go to the heart of this idea of prudence and paralysis. Uh, Being prudent makes sense. Being careful, being cautious, being educated, being aware of what's going on around you, understanding what's going on around you, recognizing what actions should be taken and what actions should not be taken, and then acting upon that is critical. It's critical to survival in this particular case, uh, especially if you're me. Um, and by me, I don't mean me personally, I mean me, the demographic, uh, for people most at risk. It's funny because our daughter called us up this morning. Dana called this morning to more or less to remind me that I'm the poster child for every single high risk criterion for coronavirus, for COVID-19. I'm over 70. I'm fully immunocompromised, 100% immunocompromised. Um, I've had problems with my lungs to begin with over the last 3 months. One hospitalization for bilateral pulmonary embolisms, and then a subsequent hospitalization for pneumonia. Um, you put all of that together, and you can make a very strong case for the fact that a little paranoia wouldn't be a bad thing. Uh, the question is, should you allow it to paralyze you? Should you allow it to stop you from living? Should you allow it to stop you from going out at all? Um, and I can't really answer that with a definitive yes, um, for a number of reasons. One of them is it just annoys me to give up my freedom for that, especially when I've fought so hard for it. That, but again, that doesn't mean it doesn't give you a pass, a free pass. It doesn't give you the right to remain arrogant to the point that you throw your actions in the face of reason, and so consequently, I've gone back to wearing gloves when I leave the house. I wear my mask all the time anyway, so that's not to protect you from me. That's to protect me from everything else that's out there, or at least reduce the chances. I wash my hands so many times a day. I can't begin to tell you how many times a day. And unfortunately, my wife will tell you that I can't keep my hands out of my mouth, so I'm always gnawing on my fingers, unless I'm wearing gloves. So I've taken actually wearing gloves when I have the urge to chew on my hands. And I think that's all a matter of just being prudent, reducing the risk as much as possible. I'm trying really hard not to go out unless there's a reason, but I'm not staying home just because there's a virus out there. I'm just being very careful about where I go and who I'm with and the nature of the errands. So I think that's all very important, and I think it's important that we recognize that there is a difference between prudence and paralysis. There is a difference between being cautious and constraining yourself, and that I think we owe it to ourselves to understand that difference and then to behave with reason and behave with care. Because a lot of the freedoms that we're talking about here, once given up, are very difficult to regain. Something to think about in any case. That's it for now. Stay well, take care. More tomorrow, I hope. I'll talk about that later on. Bye-bye.